something that influences and empowers young Māori to kind of dream bigger and see things more realistically, and realise that it's easy to attain those levels as opposed to thinking they're too far or too high lofty goals.
I want the strategy to influence Wellington as an attractive place for rangatahi, particularly Māori, in a way that you can then encompass all the representation that you would need, and the community inclusiveness and the representation of businesses. So that was kind of my idea around that.
I really like the concept of broader and alternative options for jobs and career pathways. I think that our system's quite linear in the education sector at the moment, but I think there's different ways that we can do that and support rangatahi and different people on their journey.
We as a collective need to be working better as a collective. So obviously we have different iwi and mana whenua working here in Wellington and nationally of course, but we need to work together and put aside our differences to be united in what we want. And another one was just collaboration and partnership with government, which is something that I see in my day-to-day, that they really struggle to understand us and understand why there is a need for partnership and collaboration and how to go about it.
Creating networks in terms of where Māori can thrive into. So we're thinking that there'll be many different networks we can build in terms of different niches. So one that I was quite passionate about was a business network where Māori business owners could give back to the younger Māori coming through and other Māori business owners to help each other succeed.
In the country that we're in, such a melting pot, using all kind of, I suppose, whakaaro in terms of the way we think and the way other people think from other countries as well, because there's so many genius ways of thinking that we don't adopt. There's potential in that essence in terms of thinking, and the sky's the limit really, yeah, we can do anything. I really see that now. I didn't see it before, but I see it now.
I do struggle with the lack of community and lack of representation. I've come from Auckland and Whangarei, which are very high populations of Māori and Pacific people, and just diversity and inclusion in general, and then coming here and being the token Māori in my team, or the only person I see who's Māori walking through the supermarket or in the street. So it's very noticeable here.
Currently are disconnected from the political system, so they're disengaged and feel disenfranchised by voting and the power that you have to do that. And I think if you can show a direct connection between economic outcomes and what you might get if you're involved in that decision making, I think there's real power in that, but I don't think that's necessarily communicated in how our political system works these days.
We're doing a good job at a corporate level, iwi level, senior management roles and stuff like that, and org level, but I feel like in terms of our involvement with rangatahi, we're not as strong where we could be. So just being more involved in that, and then kind of helping shape decisions that young people make in terms of life choices and stuff like that as well.
I think the key things for me are empowerment in Wellington as an attractive place for young Māori to live, and that there are opportunities for people to do whatever that they want to do, not just in a certain space or in a certain area that they feel kind of pigeonholed into, and that there's just really broad opportunities for people.
Yeah, I'd say probably in my community, just the involvement that Māori played in establishing the infrastructure, the roading, all of that sort of stuff. They were heavily involved, and it was a very community oriented. So because I'm from Wainui, so in terms of the community built their own pool, in terms of the marae, the local iwi banded together and made it happen, as opposed to just one iwi, or one group of people.
I had a lecturer come in for one of my courses, and what's quite interesting is that he showed us the fact that entrepreneurship and innovation for Māori has kind of been around for years and years, and he gave us this exercise where we had to come up with the best invention or innovation we could with flax, stones and sticks, and it had kind of shown us that everyone in the room had to kind of think of what their best innovation and best idea that they could do, come up with these resources. And what he showed us was the boats that the Māori used to make with them all the way years and years ago, and shows that these Māori were kind of being innovative even though it wasn't in the traditional sense that we see it today. I feel like it's a great inspiration for us in terms of they could do that with 3 resources. What can we do with the resources we have at our hands today?
The notion of kind of Māori people and politics person in government is really inspiring, and I think that that's something that in a Wellington context is quite relevant and could be highlighted as a real strength, and encourage more people from around the country to get involved in government or councils at a local and national level.